Hey everybody, welcome back to another ThinkComputers video here at CES 2023. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the crazy computers and cases that Cooler Master had at their event. Now, this is part of their cmodx lineup, and these aren't just your standard PC cases by any means. These are boutique-ish,
so I
totally
think
crazy designs.
What they've really done is they always have their Case Mod World Series,
Yes.
and you always see these case mods everywhere, and I'm sure a lot of people, the one that we'll talk about was like the sneaker. It looks like a sneaker, but it's actually a fully built computer. And what they're doing is they're taking a lot of these very famous mods that people have done, and they're actually turning them into real production cases and systems that you can actually buy. So, everybody saw that sneaker and their case, especially if you're like, say you are a sneakerhead or you own a sneaker store. What better way to have like your POS system be an actual sneaker computer? You know what I mean?
Cool.
But that's the whole concept behind a lot of these that we saw. And I think it's awesome because we talk about this with our Case Mod Friday, and on the podcast, you see this is oh, I would want that. And you can't get it because it's a one-off.
Right?
And I think Cooler Master's doing an awesome thing by making these available to everybody. So we'll start with the sneaker case or PC, which is the Sneaker X. Right. And it's a shoe style case, which is really, really cool. It's
pretty impressive hardware too, right? It's mini ITX, support for up to a 360 millimeter radiator, so that kind of gives you the size. It's not like it's a size 10 or a size 12 shoe size. I mean, this thing's
it's decent
sized, right? Gonna fit up to a 360 millimeter radiator. SFX power supply. Right now, it's available with 30 series GPUs, but pretty soon they're going to have support for 40 series GPUs.
Okay.
So plenty of hardware you can shove into this thing. It's not just just for looks with no performance to back it up. Plenty of performance there as well. The case itself is going to be available for around $700. So this isn't for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
You're definitely putting some money down for this.
For those wondering why it is a little more expensive, because the intricate pieces and everything are a lot harder to manufacture.
Right.
And again, with the whole assembly lines for normal cases, squares and things, it's much harder to get the intricate pieces of these cases made, so that's why it is more expensive.
It's also going to be available in pre-built systems, and pricing on that will kind of depend on what they offer and which components you choose for those builds.
So that one's really cool. The next one feels so much just like an art piece.
Yes.
So this is the Shark X, and this is like a shark kind of diving up like this, and then the computer is in the top, or in the
head and body, upper part of the body.
Upper part of the body. It's super, super cool. I think I like the sneaker better.
Okay.
But I could see some people, and there were some people there, they're like, yeah, I want this. Can I get
in my entryway?
Yeah, can I get it in a certain different color than what's available?
Right.
They were really into it. Again, I think these fit specific people.
Correct.
This one was cool. I believe it's mini ITX as well.
I think so.
Mini ITX on that one. This one is not cheap at all either.
No.
The standalone case is going to be $1,299. Full systems estimated $3,000 to $6,000, depending on what you put inside there. This is still super cool, though.
It is, but you are going to need quite a bit of space for this case. We have a table right here, and the base on the case is probably about the same size as this table. So it's like a circular base.
Yeah, that holds.
You can see how far apart we're sitting. So that's there, and then you have the shark coming up out of it. So this thing's definitely going to take up a chunk of space wherever you put it.
Yeah.
Definitely unique design though. I liked the segmented look of it. It's not just a smooth shark body. It was segmented into
sort of like
pieces.
A robotic sort of shark look. Exactly. I thought it was really, really cool. The next one was actually my favorite, and it's not the crazy. It's not the crazy ones that we've been talking about. This one is called Cooling X. That's its code name currently. And since you're the water cooling guy, I'll let you explain it in
Sure.
1 second. But well, actually, no, I'll just let you explain. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. So this is a mostly passively cooled case, where the cooling components are built into the case itself. So the left and right side panels are machined aluminum with some cooling fins on the outsides, kind of just like thick heat sink material, kind of is the best way to think of it. Not thin fins, but just thick machined metal. But on the inside of those panels, there is channeling and, for your liquid cooling to flow across the panel and dissipate heat passively without the need for any fans to blow across it. You're going to have one side of the case set for CPU cooling and the other side of the case set for video card cooling. So this case is able to cool both of those components just fine. There are two fans at the back to kind of move some air around internally for all the other things. Think of the VRMs on your motherboard, some of the storage, things like that aren't actively cooled that might need some airflow across them. But it is kind of a neat design.
It's really cool, and I was like, this is a better version of the Corsair One. So the Corsair One was Corsair's pre-built, and we really liked it. Again, it had liquid cooling in a small form factor pre-built.
Right.
I believe the one that we reviewed had a 3090 in it at the time. This is even smaller than that, smaller footprint. And again, if the cooling's there, you could do 40 series graphics cards and everything like that. And I really like the way it's designed. It was very heavy duty, but it is very small. Very, very small. So I think this is going to be like a perfect pre-built for somebody who needs the performance, who doesn't want to build their own system, but wants something that's efficient and looks pretty cool. And I think this is going to be it. I don't think we have pricing on this one or availability. No, it's kind of just in a concept.
Yeah, it still had the code name, right?
Yeah.
And the reason you're able to make it so much smaller, right, is you don't have to have the thickness of a full radiator plus fans on it, right? And then we're cooling both components, so now 2 radiators, 2 sets of fans. You can make that a lot thinner by just utilizing those side panels.
Yeah, very, very cool setup. So those were the crazy cases that we saw at Cooler Master. It is pretty interesting to see them take mods essentially and turn them into full production cases, and it allows somebody like me who's not going to build my own sneaker case to be able to have that. You know what I mean? These are going to cost a little bit, but it's just something you're not going to find anywhere else. So that is going to wrap it up for the cases from Cooler Master. Now, if you have any questions about any of these cases or anything that we talked about in this video, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. We'll also have a link in the description where you can check out all of our CES 2023 content. Now, if you enjoyed this video, we would appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next video.